guys, just give me a minute. I'm almost done. Nah, I kid. Hello, everyone. Hola a todos. I know it's not, Mayan, but we're gonna go with a little bit of Spanish on that one. Hello, everyone. Got some people already ready to go. So awesome. And we've got Kyojo, we've got Evanstar, we've got Sean, we've got Lost Toy Box. Oh, this is awesome. So excited about this. An actual, okay, we did really well on the Gargoyles discussion last time, but this one we are centered on Quest. Hi, Lisa. We are gonna talk all the things. There's Dante. I'm so happy that I'm remembering names. I am the worst at I'm bad at remembering faces and I'm bad at remembering names. So the fact that, I can't see people's faces, obviously, but I can remember your names, I'm very happy. Yes, it did take a few live streams for them to stick, but I remember. You're not at work this time. Good. Well, you know what, Sean? I think this is probably the better live stream to not miss. That's my opinion. I am biased. Kyojo, I'm going to be slightly honest. I have a bit of a headache going on. I'm pretty sure it's due to the slight weather changes that we're having here in Calgary. Calgary is very well known for causing migraines. I don't get migraines, but every now and then I get a bit of a headache. So I'm all dosed up and hopefully it doesn't come back for this live stream. Hopefully the painkillers work for this live stream. How are you all doing? The sun has set and the Gargoyle Nation has awakened. Yes, Truck. Yes. Oh, I love this. I love that we can geek out and do stuff like that. I hit the lights above my head. Love it. See, Transformers has transform and roll out, and a lot of people like to use that for their live streams or their podcasts or whatever. So, it would be nice to have something like the sun has set and, we've awakened, that sort of thing. I would love to have that for the Gargoyles fandom. Panadol and paracetamol. Yeah, right now I just took Tylenol. It tends to work for me really, really well, and it's the safest one for me. So my headaches are usually quite not weak in the sense of I can just ignore it. Usually I can, but once they get to the point of I can't ignore it, easy regular strength Tylenol usually does the trick, thankfully. It's body pains, not so much. Yeah, I'm already very thirsty this episode. I don't know why. Today is warm and muggy after raining earlier today. Can you send some of that rain over up here, Sean? It's been really dry for about a month. I know it helps the mosquitoes out here, but at the same time, we are so bloody dry and our winters usually suck with water, so we kind of need it. Yes, we live again. Yeah, see, we live again, like something. Just, we need that little something. I missed the last two streams because the booze. How dare Does your boss not know how important these lives are? Truck, do I need to have a discussion with do I need to go have a talk? I'll do it. I always tell my friends, look, if you need to get out of work, I will call in sick for you. I will call in dead for you. I'll do it. There are things more important like that. No, make your monies, do all that stuff. I don't want anyone, not having rent money just to be here. Never want to do that. My hair is bothering me today. I don't know what it is. Bleh. Anyway, all right. So I'm hoping, I still want to give it another few minutes before we actually get into the discussion, but I'm hoping everyone read up on Quest, for this very all-important live stream today. I know I did, obviously. I had the entire plan of yesterday, I was going to finish reading my novel, then read Quest, and then make notes on Quest. I completely lost yesterday to other stuff. So today I read Quest and I still had no time to make notes. And at the same time, I went, you know what, to heck with the notes, because frankly, I don't want to be following too much of a script. I want us to be able to go back and forth, just, blah, 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 blah about, what happened in these 5 issues. And I don't know about anybody else. For me, it almost seemed like it was a little quick pace, a little fast. That could, again, just be me. I know I seem to, for most comics, it seems to go a lot faster than I would like. Just me. I swear that woman would have us attack a castle full of gargoyles minutes before sunset, I swear. Oh yeah, I should finish posting some. Sean. The amount of art Sean posts, like, seriously, I need more income so I can just commission all the artists that I absolutely love so that I can just have everything. I have quite a few, and then I commission, I put it somewhere safe, and then I misplace where I put my commissions. I am the worst. Alrighty. It's been 5 minutes. I think we're good to go. It was the whole 10 minutes of the opening scene, whatever. It's been 5 minutes. You know what? I'm. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, frankly, you know what? It's easy enough to catch up, right? Yeah. See, the plot. Again, this is a thing of it took. And again, because it's a comic and not 52 episodes a season, things are going to, happen a little bit faster. Like, that part I get. But it was just the whole thing of, the Phoenix Gate, the Grimorma Acnorum, and the Eye of Odin. I had so many episodes to figure out what they were and then to finally be destroyed, right? And then here we have 3 new pieces, and it's just like, yeah, here's 5 seconds to it. It's just like, oh no, what, why? And I still have questions. Ugh. Bad, Sean, bad. We see, the upside is you can't show it here. We are a I don't want to say PG, but just right, what is it, 14 plus at least? PG I think is a little bit, yeah, 14 plus. That's about okay. So issue number one. I don't know about anybody else. I picked up 2 copies of issue number 1. I was really finicky with the covers on Quest. And plus they had a lot fewer to choose from. I was slightly disappointed because when I was pulling them off the shelf, I always buy minimum 2 because there's always one that's my absolute favorite, and essentially I want it to stay pristine in just absolute pristine condition, so I won't touch it once it goes in the sleeve. And then I'll have another one that I'll, crack open. And I was, collecting the issues. I'm like, oh, I picked up like 1 cover per issue on this one. And then I looked up and it was like, oh, they had only a handful. I forgot they only had a handful of covers for this round. And so I was, not that, again, the artwork is beautiful across the board, but for me, it was just like, I want my art to, I want to feel something from it. And a lot of the covers just weren't doing that for me. I'm just like, well, I'll pick a cover because obviously I need an issue, but it is what it is. I'm waiting for the trade paperback for Quest to come out along with Here in Manhattan 2 and Dark Ages. Sean, we're going to be waiting forever for all of these. I wonder if the briskness of the story was dictated by Dynamite as part of the miniseries within a series thing. Humans under Demono's control could have lasted a few more issues. Yeah, like, again, it's either because they were limited to 5. So I don't know where, like, again, because I haven't picked up Demona, but I know Demona is her past. So it's like, do we have essentially Quest, like a Quest 2 would have been nice, or like make it a couple extra issues. I also don't know in the comic world if it's, no, we do 12 and 5 and 6. Like, those are the numbers that they deal with these mini series. So like, they could have had so much more fun with this. I have a feeling, yeah, Greg was forced to condense it to 5 issues and then just, and put out as much as possible and not make it seem like it was going too quickly. So again, I would have preferred it if it was animated so we could have, essentially a 5-parter, episode instead of 5 issues, because usually the way it works, and it's the way it's working with Here in Manhattan, every 3 issues is essentially 1 episode. So to have 5 issues is essentially an episode and a half, give or take. So it's a little, yeah. I think at one point Greg mentioned that for these issues, the stories are also limited to 22 pages instead of 24. So there's a bit more compression. Ah, that sucks. 2 whole pages down and only 5 issues. No wonder. Okay, so I'm glad to know it's not just me that's going, this felt really fast. But it's still, it's disappointing. I am happy to get what we get. Like, give me stories, that's fine. But it's just disappointing to know that he's getting limited, because we've obviously seen what a great storyteller he is. The nature of comics having to basically hit the high points of the story, so each issue isn't 100 pages long. Give me an issue that's 100 pages long. I just speed ran a book that was nearly 400 pages long. Like, I just needed to get through it, because that's the other weird thing about me is if I start one story, I can't start another one halfway in between. It's not like I'll confuse the stories or anything, especially going from a novel to Gargoyles, but it's just like, no, you need to finish this one storyline before you pick up another one. So yeah, give me 100 pages. It'll take me longer to get through it, but I'll do it. I can't wait to go to a convention and ask Greg how he feels about shortchanging us on stories. By all means, Logan, get banned from the convention. Or he'll throw a pie at you. First he'll have a slice of pie and then throw the rest at you. See, I'll take 100 pages. Well, I'll take 100 pages. We're fine with that. So, I picked up on this on the first issue and I thought, okay, it's a one-off. It's whatever. And then I saw it in every single issue that came out for this miniseries. Did anyone else realize that every now and then there was a panel that essentially was not like it was traced or anything, but the expression, the pose and everything was ripped from the cartoon? I want to see it. I want to know if anyone else picked up on that. I want to know essentially how weird my brain really works. I burned through the latest Jack Reacher book in no time, see? As long as it's cherry. I don't know if there was cherry pie last time. I still owe Greg ice cream or dinner at some point. I want to be able to make them up. I've never made a pie. Here, Greg, have my first ever pie. That's not going to work. So yeah, I want to know if people picked up on the whole, this panel came right out of the cartoon. Let's see if I can find the first time it happened. Pretty sure it happened in the first. Yeah. Definitely happened in the first one. So, okay, I'm going to say spoilers because maybe but I hope everyone here has actually read it. But yeah, so the first time I noticed that there are panels lifted from the cartoon. If you look at Broadway, and again, this is how weird my brain works. So that page. That, if my brain is also remembering correctly, that expression is from Temptation, when the trio are building the bike. I don't know if anyone else picked up on that. I don't know if there was another one in this issue. Let's see. I doubt it. It may have only been like one per issue. Yeah, looks like it was only one per issue. Guys, stop talking about pie. You're gonna make me hungry. There, my stomach just growled. I had a snack and now I'm hungry for pie. What are you guys doing to me, man? Why you guys gotta do this to me? Where is the other scene? It was definitely one per issue. Yep, there's another one. You know what, Truck? That was one reason why I wanted to read the issues at least twice before doing this, is because my memory is quite crap for that. But yeah, that didn't work. So yeah. And then if you, my mic being in the way, it really sucks. So again, this panel, that's Awakening when they get their names. There's at least one per issue. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there was one that made my brain go, oh my God, what the heck? Because it just screamed at, the Lexington one screamed at me. Oh wait, no, there's another one. This one, I believe, would have been from... I'm blanking on the... Thrill of the Hunt, I believe. That's Lex's post from Thrill of the Hunt. So I don't know if I'm the only one who noticed that. Yes, Sean, dinner is very important. Okay, so again, it's been a while since I watched the episodes too. I'm only watching them as before I review them. But certain poses, certain, you know, whatever, it's buried back there essentially. And because my brain remembers when something is like just thrown in my face, because otherwise this don't want to work. So seeing the images in the comic, it goes, oh, you've seen this before. Oh, you've seen this before. And it just kept happening. That or the artist may have watched it. I hope the artist watched it. When it comes to working on anything like Gargoyles, Transformers, Gundam, anything, I don't care what it is. I always hope that the people working on it have some basic knowledge of what they're working on, because otherwise you can kind of see that it doesn't work sometimes. So you definitely see it with Lex. See? Just watched season 1 for the first time in decades, so all those Easter eggs are awesome. I wonder if those are an Easter egg callback or the artist being crunched for time. See, that's the thing. It's like, I just want to know, like, was this done? Obviously, it was done on purpose because they are too similar to just be by accident. So I'm wondering if it's a crunch for time, if it's a callback to the show, like what was going on there. That's what I want to know. Yes, truck. Yes, we got another little golden book purchaser. Yes, I love seeing that. Yes, that reminds me, I need to buy one for my niece and nephew. I call when my friends have kids, I become their aunt. I am aunt to all my friends' kids, so it's a thing of, oh, you had a kid. They are my niece, my nephew. I am auntie, and I will treat them as such. So I will buy them Gargoyles. Then little golden book is the first thing I can do. So yay, I can do that. Okay, so now back to the comic, because this is the Quest episode. This is the Quest video. God, I'm such a nerd. So I went looking at our wiki, because that's I am so glad to the people who put together this wiki. It has saved my butt you don't know how many times. So of course, all back. And this was fun. Like, I knew about this before I read the comic because I was looking up stuff, and it's like, oh, I kind of spoiled myself, but I don't care about this spoil. The Gathering of the Gargoyles Guild. I hope everyone picked up on that one. It was kind of in your face. Just, you know, remove the one word. That's it. Yeah, I'm hoping it's a callback. Again, as long as it's, you know, nothing shady, that's all. So yeah, I love the little Easter eggs like this that Greg throws in there. It's so much fun, and it's also like a lot of them I miss. So thanks to the wiki, I find out a lot about them, and there was quite a few in this one that, you know, again, thanks to the wiki, I found out. You did what? What? Sean, get out. Just get out. Okay. Yeah, seeing you as Gargoyles Gathering. So, and the other tidbit that I learned thanks to reading this, we have Ruby May Lee over here. So she is a tribute to multiple people. She was named after May Lee, who founded the Gathering of the Gargoyles back in '97. And she was also named after Keith David's 2 daughters, Ruby and May Lee. Cute, huh? Oh, and extra little tidbit. Keith David had his first date with the woman who would eventually become his wife at the '97 Gathering. So, like, oh, this is why I love, like, looking up these little tidbits on the wiki afterwards, because like, oh, I had no idea about this. I love the little things like that. I just picked up the NECA Demona and Goliath. Oh, Dongus, I'm jealous. Like the 2-pack literally just like 2 weeks ago made it up to my comic shop, and I want to get it, but it's like $100. Like I can't do it. I cannot drop $100 on essentially accessories, because I have Goliath, I have Demona, I want the other faces too, but I'm like, I just need this for the accessories. I cannot drop $100 on this. Silver Falcon Broadway made it up too, and I think they're charging like $70, which was the going rate for them. It's they're keeping it the conversion rate is working out, but it's like I cannot drop $70 on accessories, because I have a Broadway. I need his coat, I need his hat, and I need his wings. And I need to drop another $70? No, I'm not. No, I can't do it. I got it on sale at Best Buy. You know what? How much did, like, honestly, how much did you pay? I need to know, because yeah, I have a couple American dollars on hand. I might grab a friend to go pick it up for me, and then next time I come across them, do our switch again or whatever, or I'll buy it and ship it off to their house, whatever. I don't care. If it's a good sale price, again, with the conversion, I have to take that into account, because yay, Canadian dollar. I saw your Iron Suit is Demona pics on Facebook. Me want, but me not have enough clams and not enough room in cave. I know that's. Oh, she's got a new hat. I love the Simpsons references. 50 American, that's probably around, it's close to 70 Canadian. No, I still can't do it. See, 50 isn't bad in American. As soon as I do the conversion, it's not worth it. It's like, I want it. I'll spend 40 Canadian. So that needs to make it like 30 American. I don't think it's ever gonna go that low. Although, I know you guys have your Ross and all those stores, whatever. I know eventually figures that don't sell end up on those shelves. So maybe once it gets, to the Ross and do you guys have Winners? No, you guys have like Home Sense and stuff. But once Marshalls, once it trickles down to those stores, maybe then it'll be cheap enough. But then it gets so much harder to find, because it's just random stock that gets shipped to random stores. Although I will give you guys kudos. No, TJ Maxx at least has a website. So fingers crossed, pops up there. But yeah, they should have just made an accessory set like they have done for TMNT. That would have been nice. And like I said, oh, you guys made 12 figures and then start pumping out duplicates. What are you doing? Oh, hey, we found a better way to do the heads. So did you not, think about this when you first made Goliath and Demona? Like, what? I have a lot of problems with NECA. They did beautiful work, but their business plan for this was no. So NECA stuff has been getting discounted like crazy at Walmart. Like, a lot of this stuff, because these were never sold in Canada, I am never going to see them on the shelves, probably, like, ever. They didn't make it up here because of licensing and all that stuff. Goliath made it up here, and essentially that was it. Goliath was the mass figure, and then after that, it was specific stores ordered them and brought them up. So, but they always sold out. So in terms of, oh yeah, they were being sold at Walmart over here, whatever, that's not a thing. So I'm not going to see them at a Winners or any discount shops. You Americans are. So by all means, if they show up at a TJ Maxx, at a Walmart where I can order it online and ship it to my girl, please give me the heads up. If it gets cheap enough, I will do that. But in the meantime, it's just a sit and wait. And yeah, Canadian dollars like 69 cents American. I miss the days when we were at par. That was fun. That's how I got my PS2, because we were at par. All like the amount of shopping that we did in the States because we were at par, it was so much fun, and then never again. But at the same time, it hurts the Canadian economy. We literally cannot have our dollars at par. It hurts the Canadian economy. Go figure. Toy companies reuse molds because the tooling is so expensive. That's why repaints and variants are common. No, that part, like, I see it with Transformers all the time. It's literally what they do, which is fine. I'm never against the repaints and variants and all that stuff. We saw it with this one with Goliath and Thalog and Sega Goliath. Like, again, it's fine. But it's literally, they gave us 12. I'll even include Thalog as a distinct figure because it is a different character. We got 12 figures, and then they went, we're going to literally repeat the character. It's like, but you already? Like, can you give us a handful more characters before you start giving us not even a repaint? You guys didn't do anything. It's like, here's another Goliath, here's another Demona, here's another Broadway with accessories. It's that Simpsons episode of, I can't remember the name, the Stacy doll. It's Stacy doll with a new hat. That's literally what they did. And for some people, it's like, oh yeah, she comes with accessories, so I'm gonna buy it. And for me, it's just like, no, I have this character, I have this mold, I have everything of it. It's just a handful of accessories that you're giving me. Give me an accessory pack then. I'm not dropping the same amount of money just for a handful of accessories. That's the thing. That explains the Masters of the Universe collection back in the 1980s. Yeah, especially then it's like, hey, yeah, we have a new character, repaint, repaint, repaint. Especially in the 80s because cartoons were literally just toy commercials, glorified toy commercials. So again, it made sense, and it still makes sense today. I don't knock the practice of it. It's how soon are you going to give us that repaint? That's my issue. It's I should be very deep into the collection before I start seeing repaints. I just bought a Mega 12-inch Hulk from 1978 off eBay, and a $50 turned into $100 by the time duty to customs and exchange. Oh my god. No, truck. No. No, no, no. Oh, that hurts. See, this is one reason why I have my girl in the States. I'm not. Just not. Shipping is already bad enough, but it's like, oh yeah, it's, $30 to ship to Canada. I change it to her address, free shipping. Are you serious? And then that way I avoid duties and taxes and all that stuff, because no. Pay enough in taxes in other ways, no. Somebody redub Will Smith saying to hell with Nika before crying on Uncle Phil's shoulder. No! I love how we get derailed from these conversations so easily. It's like, hey, yeah, we're going to do a quest chat. By the way, we're still going to talk toys first. I love you guys. I love it. I don't mind. We can, Also, like, this is just how my brain works. We're going to start talking about one thing, we're going to deviate to another and go back to the original comment, and then deviate again. This will go in 20 different directions before we finally finish talking about Quest. It will 100% do this, because that's how my brain works. Brain is happy with this. I don't mind being derailed. Brain likes it. But anyway. Okay. Shall we try this again? But yes, Quest. Because that was the whole point of this. Guys, I sped through a novel and sped through Quest again. We're doing this. You guys wanted this. We're doing that. I'm doing as you asked. ADHD conversations it's my life. It's my life. You start with one way, deviate 20 times, and then go circle back to the original and finish your main point. This was the Hulk I had as a kid, so bullets had to be bitten. Quick, again, deviation for 2 seconds. Truck, I completely get that. There is a little Belle figure that I had as a kid. I absolutely loved it. I literally carried her everywhere I went. I literally, we would go shopping and it would be in my hands. Got lost over the years. I managed to find another one, and I think with the conversion rate, it's only about like $15 Canadian. So I'm like, oh, I'll happily jump on this. It's great. But it's being shipped from Spain. And so I checked the shipping rate, and it's like another $20 to ship it here. And it's like, I'm not spending $40, $50 on something, you know, this big. I love her to bits. You know, I would love, this is my holy grail. I would love to have this back in my possession. And what sucks is I have found other copies on eBay coming from the States. So easy enough for me to ship it to my friend. But they're in such horrible condition. The fact that I can, without shipping, get it cheaper from Spain than I can from the States breaks my heart. Because the one in Spain, pristine condition. It's like she just came out of the box type thing. Until I find somebody in Europe that I can ship it to, and then wait until they travel to either the States or Canada to then pick it up. Like, it's a thing that's not going to happen. So, or I win the lottery and go to heck with it and spend the $50, because then $50 for something this big won't bother me. But until then, it sucks being a toy collector sometimes, because it's like, if I had known as a kid, oh, I should hold on to this, I would have saved myself so much money. I've rebought some of my old toys. Let's see. Let's talk about how Hudson said, I'll hold the fork till you get back. Yes! Yes! Hold the fork. I'll hold the fork. That was the first issue, yes? I don't remember. Yes. Should be. Yes. I'll hold the fork till you get back. I love it. And I'm probably going to make a video specific about this with the I'll hold my fork, because this is Hudson's thing, but I think this is only like the third time where it's popped up for Hudson. Yes, that was done on purpose. That is not an error. That is not it was like, oh, they meant to put fort and they put fork, and look at the error in this comic. No. I'm sure most of y'all know this, because yeah, this is what Hudson does. It's a little bit of an age thing, and trying to keep up with the, you know, these turns of phrase that, you know, obviously he didn't grow up with. It would be the same as essentially any elderly person that never heard something like this, and it's like, what's this new term? I'm already seeing it with the younger generations, like, oh yeah, we have this new term. I'm like, okay, that's nice. I'm going to ignore it. So yes, hold the fork is done on purpose. It is, I can't remember the phrase that is used for the hold the fork, but do you know which toy company made the bell? I did know. I'd have to check my eBay again. Assuming those listings, I want to say was Applause. More than likely it was Applause that made it. But now that I have the wiki open, I don't know if they mention it. No, that's a review. Don't think they do. Okay, there's the police car. On Castaway. Okay. No, they don't mention it. But it was nice that, especially with, they also did the callback with Hudson when he says, for an old gargoyle who thought his family was doomed to extinction, you know, and all that stuff. It's actually a callback to Awakening, when it's like, you know, we're not alone. Was it? Yeah. So, no, was it? Oh my God. See, I'll remember parts, and then my brain will just go on the other side. It should be, no, sorry, The Gathering. But yeah, it was in The Gathering where he's like, we're not the last, we're not alone. Obviously. Why would it be Awakening, brain? Hold the fort, yeah, see. Hudson is just hip like that. He is, yes. But yeah, it's Greg tweeted about it. There is an actual word for what Hudson did with the hold the fork. But yeah, I would have to go look through tweets and screenshots, but it's there. Good luck trying to find it on Greg's timeline. He tweets so much. Also, thank you, Greg, for retweeting my stuff. I squee a little bit every single time he does. That's my little thing. I'm trying to think if anything else like really. The thing is, the first issue is very much the build up. Excuse me. Oh, I drink, I breathe, whatever. Dude. Yeah, the first issue is a lot of build up, so not a lot actually happens. It's Demona trying to get the 3 items of power, and see, I'm not even blanking on that. My God. Cool. But yes, the 3 items of power. She makes a deal with Theolog to get one of them. She goes to Buenos Aires, Argentina, to get the other one. So she's got 1.5 by the end of this issue. Broadway and Angela finally are talking about who should be invited to their commitment ceremony, and of course, Angela goes, "Hey, what about Demona?" So we got that issue going on. In a way, it makes me think of Demolition Man, where Sandra Bullock's character kept messing up some phrases. Chief, you can take this job and shovel it. Yeah, see, there you go. But there is a specific word for that. What else? I do like the whole Demona saying, you know, essentially, I'm an immortal. Take your time. You know, doesn't matter how long it takes. And it's mirroring the Weird Sisters. What is time to an immortal? I love that little thing. Shari pops up, of course. 3 keys to power. There we go. Keys to power. The one thing, and I went back and reread the final issue. Could have been another one, but of Here in Manhattan, and I didn't see it here. So I'm hoping I didn't miss anything, but also I didn't see anything mentioned in the wiki. How the heck? Guaranteed it has to do something with Demona being a sorcerer and all that stuff, but how the heck did she figure out which items were the new keys to power? Did I just miss that? Am I a dunce? Did somebody else pick up on that? Because right now it's essentially the Here in Manhattan ended, and then when this picked up, it's been, I should check the amount of time that had passed. Essentially, she did her research, and these are the, like, what? I just want to know, did anyone else question that? Like, did I miss something? Because yeah, it's essentially, this opens up, she grabs the first key to power, and she obviously knows which ones she's going for. So that whole thing. There was an issue in Here in Manhattan. See, like, the trouble was, like, it didn't get mentioned in. I don't have the trade paperback. I forgot to order. Okay, so The Hand of Valmont. There's the history of it, blah, blah, blah. But I don't. Okay, so the gargoyle, the sword, the hand itself have been severed. It says word. Okay, so Tyrants mentioned it, and Phoenix mentioned it, and Acquisitions obviously mentioned it, because Acquisitions is issue number 3 of Quest. So yeah, Tyrants would have been mentioned back in the SLG comics. That was the hand itself. Like, I don't know. I don't remember if. See, that's the problem with, hey, yeah, I'm going to do, you know, a quick read of, you know, Quest and make sure. The thing is, you have to go so. And Phoenix, of course, was SLG. that was fun. Where she cast... Okay, so she did cast a spell to find them. Thank you, Evanstar. Okay, so that is when... Okay, I remember I did read up on the spell casting whatever, because I didn't want to dig out the issue. Damn, I'm always late. What I miss? Everything, Simon. We talked about how to... What is the answer to life? And you missed it. You missed it. I don't think we were actually shown her learning what the new keys... Yeah, see, that's the thing. I saw her casting the spell to see what the clan was doing. And so... But I don't think it... I would grab the issue, but it's on the other side of the wall. Yeah, she just found it out in the time between the appearances. That was the thing. Yay! Chuck likes my potato Hudson. He's there with Broadway because they are the ones learning to read, so I thought they should both be here. She can use magic, so I wouldn't be surprised if she can sense magic to an extent like cold fire. Yeah, I thought the spell was just... Yeah, see, the spell was cast to spy on the clan. Okay, so, and learn how the previous keys were destroyed. Yeah, see, that part... Okay. Scroll back. That's chapter 12. Because I want to look this up. That's the whole... This is what... Yes, I do this all before I record my actual videos, but when it comes to lives, there's only so much, and I was bad with time this week. Very, very bad. Okay, everywhere. So yeah, first she checks on Broadway and Lexington. Then she looks at Goliath at Rikers. And you can see in the image. So she finds out about Eduardo, and then she returns her attention to Harlem as Broadway and Slaughter take out more Cybots. Okay, so review. Okay, so top it off, we learn that the 3 new keys to power have emerged since the passing of the Grimorum Ecnorum Eye of Odin and Phoenix Gate, with the indication that they came about to fill the vacuum left. What these new keys are, we do not yet know. But as the issue ends, Demona vows to find them and use them in a new attack on the human race. So she did, I guess it looks like then she did find out. We weren't told, but she found out. But it does, maybe I should just go grab the issue. So I can actually, but I don't want to read it while I'm live with you guys. It just feels a little weird. Unless I just missed it in the... Yeah, no. Demona then observes events transpiring back at the Erie building, where a furious Brooklyn is livid that Broadway and Lexington disobeyed his orders. And she decides she's seen enough. Okay, no, now that she's caught up on what Manhattan Clan is up to, she uses a spell again to look into the Grimorum Eye of Odin and Phoenix Gate. Finds out, you know, blah, blah, blah. Knowing nature abhors a vacuum, Demona's research suggests there has to be 3 new ones. She then resolves to identify them, locate them, gather them, possess them, and use them to conquer the human world once and for all. So again, she studies it, but I don't think we're actually told how exactly she figures it out. Talking about spells, fullness finite. No, Simon, careful. Demona used ChatGPT. So she got the wrong ones? Because she used ChatGPT. That's all I can figure. Love your outfit. Seriously, Gargoyles is your niche expertise and perfected subject. Oh, thank you, Josh. Thank you. Honestly, when it comes to choosing my outfit, it's what's going to keep me warm or cool, depending on the ambient temperature of the basement. It's been very cold outside this past week. Sorry, I'm going to use the proper temperatures. It's been like 14 here. When I say 14, I mean Celsius, because I don't do Fahrenheit here. No. But it hasn't, it's been very chilly, so the basement is obviously a lot colder. The upstairs has been comfortable, but down here it's just bloody well cold. So yeah, it's like, oh, what can I wear that I can stay warm in? It's a nice little sweater. It's thin, so I won't overheat, but yes. Last page of number 7, she is casting a spell to identify and locate. See, this is why I love people like Evenstar. So let's see, fingers crossed, because I have my websites, because I'm just not going to get up to get the comic. I'm not. But I do have a fancy little website. Management works. Boop. And we are going to see this in action. I am going to look this up if I can find my bloody link. That's the other thing. Yay, I have all these, you know, links saved. Oh, wait, which link is it? Alrighty. Now the question is, that's all Gargoyles. Is it going to have Gargoyles Quest? Ooh, yeah. Okay, so. And that way I can even save the image and show you guys. And while that loads, because apparently, okay, there we go. And what happened? What happened over here? Okay, yes. Why am I looking up Quest? Why am I an idiot? Guys, my brain just is in off. It has been for like the week. Another reason why I read, it just kind of keeps this working. But today it just doesn't seem to want to do anything. Oh my god, these ads keep getting in the way. Okay, number 7. Woo! Scroll down. There we go. Come on. Time to identify them, to locate. Okay, so that is when she does the spell in Gaelic, in case anyone was wondering. She doesn't do a spell in Latin, she does Gaelic. So yes, whatever that is, because I am not going to try and pronounce that. Then together them possess them. Okay. That's what I figured, that somehow through magic, because she's a sorcerer, she would have figured that out. So yes. Thank you, Evenstar, for that. The wiki, at least to me, did not make it clear as to how exactly she figured out the 3 new keys to power. So, yay. I figured, like, I'm like, it would have been weird for, especially a storyteller like Greg, to mention the keys of power and then suddenly she knows which ones they are. So, yes, we have it's in comic form, it's there. And you know what, save image as, I will show you guys. Why the heck not? Because yeah, people are cool, and so that no one else has to get up to find their issue. That one. Open. Ooh, it's a biggie. But yes. Because again, no one here should be spoiled, and if you're being spoiled, either you're want to be spoiled or oops. Oh my gosh, how big is this page? But yes, there we go. That is the issue. That is issue number 7, last page, there it is. So yes, that's how she finds out the keys. Again, many thanks to Evenstar. Saved my butt. In my opinion, the Latin to activate the Phoenix Gate is still the coolest sounding spell in the show. Okay, again, nerd. So that spell, I found a place when I was living in Ontario. They're called The Den. They're in Toronto. I don't know if they're still around anymore, unfortunately. I know COVID wiped out a bunch of businesses. I hope they're still around because it was a great bunch of people. But it was a jewelry, metalworking, you know, all that stuff. Rings, necklaces, any piece of jewelry you wanted to make, they could help you make it type thing. It was great. and I had this pendant that I had bought at one of my prior jobs, and it was it had a blank plate on it. So I went to them because I wasn't going to buy the tools needed for one job, but they had the metal stamping letters, and I put the Phoenix Gate activation spell on that pendant. I'd show you guys, but it is again elsewhere. I didn't think I'd need it for this one, but I'll take a picture and post it on socials. That's fine. It was, the thing is, I wish I had something here to show you just how small it is. I don't have anything accurately small enough, unless this... Okay, this is slightly too big. Little Kinder Egg type thing. But just to show how small this is. And this is still bigger than the pendant itself, but just to compare. Like, this is a regular old chapstick. So it's smaller than this, and I fit the entire spell on it. Actually, no, I didn't. The girl working there, she managed to fit it. So I applaud her. Beautiful little piece that I have. And yeah. You know what, Evan Start, you were more than helpful. You saved my behind here, so thank you. Gaelic is a diabolical language. Nothing is pronounced the way it's spelled, kind of like English. Thank you, Truck. English is actually worse than Gaelic, because Gaelic at least was, and I have to look into the history because each language has its own history, but Gaelic is essentially its own, they had their own rules, their own pronunciations, whatever. And that was the language. That's how it formed. And then other languages came from that. English is just a mishmash of like 20 other languages with its own set of rules. And this is why when people complain, oh, it's so hard to learn Mandarin, oh, it's so hard to learn, I'm blanking on the other language, on learning Russian. I'm trying to pick the more harder ones. It's so hard to learn German. I'm like, have you tried to actually learn English when you don't know? Like, it's easy to say English isn't a difficult language to learn when you grew up with it. I've had to make that point to my parents. It's like, why don't you, it's so easy learning Italian and Spanish. No, I can learn how to pronounce it without even trying, because at least with languages like that, it's you pronounce every letter you see. That's easy enough. But first of all, you need to have a basic understanding of the alphabet. But if you grew up with it, oh, it's like, why don't you know this? It's so easy. Yeah, because you grew up with it. And so when my mother is trying to translate something into English and be like, hey, it's not so easy, is it? Of course, then she throws back in my face that English is her third language, but... But no, English is think about it. We do, like, at least in Canada, up to grade 12 of here's your English class, because we're still learning the stupid language. That's how difficult it is. We need to be like almost 14 years. Almost 14 years of learning English in school. I don't know any other language that requires that. My issue is a little over arm's length away. I just don't want to dig through the box. I know exactly where it is on the shelf. I have, because those IKEA cube, I have this similar one, those cubes. There's a whole cube just for Gargoyles comics. I know exactly where it is. It's just I have to walk around a wall and a pillar to go get it and then back, so. Cool looking shit. Yeah. I love how they do Demona in these comics. Either she looks completely innocent, or she looks diabolical, or just love it. English follows languages down dark alleys, hits them over the head, and goes through their pockets for loose words and grammar. Thank you, Sean. That is, I saw it on a shirt many years ago. I never remember it, but yes, that is English in a nutshell. Every nation that conquered Britain influenced the English language. Yeah, Britons, Saxons, Normans, Romans. Yeah, that English is a disaster. And as much as I say English is a disaster, at the same time, I can say the same thing about Italian. And again, we're going to have the ADHD conversation. So most people's like, oh, but Italian is Italian. There's nothing to it. No. So quick history. Yes, there is the nationalized. Oh, thank you, Eric. Mwah. We came up with the answer to life and everything. Sorry, Eric, you missed it. So there is the general Italian that everyone has heard, whatever. And then there is regional Italian. So Sicily and parts of southern Italy have their own Italian. Then they have like the middle of Italy that has their own Italian. Northern Italy is split up into a couple. They each have their own, because, you know, one part of Italy is closer to France, one part of Italy is closer to Germany, whatever. And all those regions have their own set of Italian, essentially because Italy was like 5 or 6 different countries at one point. So they each had their own version of Italian. And then once you get into the towns, they have their own dialect within those towns. So, and I traveled to Italy with my father at one point, and we went to his hometown, and he was just speaking Italian. And he had to stop for directions, and the people he asked for directions had to stop him and say, "Do you mind speaking in dialect? We don't understand you." Granted, that was also a thing of they didn't grow up with the national, because Italian, the broad one, is only about 100 years old. So Italians, for the most part, are trilingual to some extent. So, because I've heard things for my grandparents' regions, and I can't. There's my grandparents from Sicily and Calabria, so it's slightly 2 different dialects. I can't understand either one of them. I just don't. And then when you get to the small town, it's like, okay, you're speaking German. To this point, I don't know. So languages are fun. They're a mess, but they're fun. And yeah, see, Truck, the other thing with the nations influencing, because I am part Sicilian. Sicily was invaded by everyone and their uncle. So never mind the architecture, the language is just a bloody mess. Somebody wore it at the 2004 gathering. Exactly, that's where I saw it the first time. I don't remember who. I remember, but yes. When I got to the States at age 9, I knew no English and it was hard to learn. Wrath, knife, Spanish is way easier, and sign language. I used to know like how to spell in sign language in grade school, and then they stopped teaching it and it fell out of favor. I just forgot it. So trilingual, knowing 3 different languages. Everyone knows bilingual, trilingual. I guess when you get to 4, it's like quadlingual, maybe? I don't know. I just keep changing the prefix. So it's like Puerto Rican Spanish is different from Mexican or Dominican Spanish. I normally speak Spanglish. Yeah, that's like, I don't know how exactly the Spanish would have worked. Because, so first, again, you have the Spanish in Spain, which I believe when I was learning that in school, that's the Spanish I was learning. But then you have South America and Mexico that they had more than likely, I don't want to say their own Spanish, but again, obviously their own language. And then Spain came in and did their thing, and Spanish changed. And again, so you get Puerto Rico is one type of Spanish, Mexico is going to be a different Spanish, the Dominican Republic is going to be a different Spanish, Argentina is going to be a different Spanish, Chile is going to be a different Spanish. Like when I was learning Spanish in school, I was going to my mother for help. And funny enough, because my teacher found out that my mother was Spanish, I didn't have to do the Spanish exam for that year. She's like, what's the point? She knows Spanish. Or she could just get the answer. Like, so yay. One exam skipped. But when I was asking my mother for help on it, even she had trouble because it wasn't the Spanish that she knew. She knew Argentinian Spanish, not Spain Spanish. So languages are like, she can even pick up a little bit of Portuguese because, you know, some similar words, but other than that, nah. The shadow in that Demona pick is, yeah. Like, kudos, Look, lady, I only speak 2 languages, English and bad English. Yeah, essentially. Just English is, and this is why I will never mock someone on their pronunciation of English. First of all, it's a bitch of a language. But also, learning it is tough, and at the same time, a lot of people, I sometimes it's not so much that they're learning the language, it's that they're a big reader and they've never heard the word spoken. The amount of words that I see in books, I'm like, why does no one use this word speaking? Like, what? It was actually the last novel I read, it was by an English writer. So I'm looking at all these words, I'm like, yeah, I know how to pronounce them, I don't know what the heck they mean. So just on English right there, we have the difference between Britain and Canada and the States. And yeah, it's all, and then you go regional in the States and people have their own form of English. Like, it's what happens once groups kind of, even between, if you see it a lot, we have our Newfie accent and our Newfie words, because this is how I know it best. Southern states has their own, you know, dialect, essentially, almost. Words that I've heard in Ontario, I go to BC and they think they don't know half of what I'm saying. It's, you know. Bicycle, bilingual, tricycle, trilingual. Yeah, see, that's just a 4-wheeler. Close enough. I didn't realize not all Canadians automatically speak French until I moved to Ontario in grade 6 and was baffled by why all the other kids were struggling with it. Yeah. See, that was the other thing, like, growing up with French just because of school, and then no, it never stuck with me. I have a feeling it wasn't taught in a way for me that it would stick. Also because speaking French, I can do okay. I have to go back and kind of refresh my brain because I haven't had a reason to speak French, especially now that I'm in Alberta. Like, so speaking French is relatively easy for me. Understanding French is a whole other mess. And no, every piece of anything has a gender to it. And I know it's the same with Italian and Spanish and all those other languages. It's a thing. My God, no, just no. If there's a language I do not like, it is French. I'm sorry, it's not one of my. The thing about French that I bloody well hate is you have this nice, beautiful, long word and you pronounce the first and the last letter and that's it. For me, oh, every letter is pronounced. Yes, give me that. Growing up Canadian, I know English and I forgot French. See? I remember a handful of words, but when it comes to French, it's no. The upside is I get to practice my Italian Spanish every time I go back to visit family because my mother just throws it at me. Even on the phone when she calls, I'm like, you can speak and pick the language you want to speak. I'll understand it. It's fine. I met Keith Goliath himself and I was just starstruck. Keith David is a wonderful human being. I got to chat with him for like all of 2 minutes at Convergence. Same with 2004 Gathering, all of 2 minutes. Different reasons, but Keith David is a kind, beautiful soul. I wish him nothing but the best. I want all good things for that man. We learned French in school, but most of us outside of Quebec and the Maritimes forgot most of it over the years. Yeah, the only places really that French sticks is Quebec and New Brunswick. After that, it's they're especially the further west you go, the less French is used for some reason. Does Quebec know that? Is there a rule? Like, is Quebec going to be angry about that? I don't know. Newfoundlandese. I really want to go to Newfoundland. I've heard the best things about the Newfoundlanders. I had 1 year of Spanish in high and was supposed to have 2. I can remember a few words and that's it. All Spanish is similar. Where it changes a lot is in the street talk or in slang. I'm Salvadorian, and I've traveled in South America and in Europe, and I wasn't lost speaking Espanol. Yeah, you won't get lost with it. It is still all the basic same Spanish. It's mostly, yeah, just in slang and stuff where it's like, what do you mean by this? Because, yeah, I've seen my mother speak to people from Chile, from Ecuador, Mexico. Like, she hears the Spanish language, you know, coming from a corner in the store, and she will gravitate towards it because, oh my God, another Hispanic. Like, she gets happy. And yeah, they'll speak Spanish like there's nothing. You know, I can't even tell if there's maybe a word or two that maybe one or the other is not understanding, but you know, they run with it. Bonjour, je m'appelle Anas. Ananas. See, I can speak it okay. Not great, obviously. I go to Montreal and I say bonjour, and they're like, okay, here's another English speaker. Hello. No shade to Quebecers, or it's just funny. I was like, oh God, they failed again at trying. Not even going to bother. Does his normal speaking voice sound like Goliath? Yes, it does, Truck. Keith doesn't make any changes to his voice when he voices Goliath. He is Goliath. I traveled all over Europe thanks to the military. I was in the US Navy for 11 years. Dang. I never come across very many people who were ever in the military. I know like one other person. The stories. You guys have some crazy stories depending on like which, oh God. My husband is a newfie. Tele français. See, those were the things like I wish I had watched. One thing I've been trying to do, and it's mostly I don't have the time, so I don't do it. But thankfully YouTube is a thing, is to find the kiddie shows. So like Dora the Explorer level shows, and find them for, not Dora the Explorer specifically, although considering I'm trying to brush up on my Spanish, that wouldn't be a bad idea. But those shows where it's a kid's show in that language and they're teaching them the words. And yeah, I'm like, this is literally what my mother did learning English. She would find Sesame Street, and that's how she learned English. So I'm like, why can't I do the same for Italian and Spanish? I just need to find the time to sit down for like an hour and do it. An hour a day. Even half an hour. I don't know if I could handle an hour of kiddie shows. Yeah, Keith has done so many things. I need to catch up on everything. Not everything that he's been in. I remember getting so excited when I found out he was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'm like, oh my God, I have to watch this movie. And then finding out it was just his voice in it. I'm like, what? You took away Keith from me. What did you do? I was a military brat, bounced all over the US. Dang. Somehow I cannot picture another actor voicing Goliath. That smooth baritone is perfection. I know. It's like, I'm sorry. If they ever bring the show back, first of all, you have to get Keith to do the voice. And if he passes away before we do that, I'm sorry, I do not want somebody else voicing Goliath. I would rather have no cartoon than have somebody else voice Goliath. That's me. That's me. But yeah. I know he was the voice of Spawn in the 90s. Yeah, see, Keith's. There was something else that he was in, a movie, and I can't remember what, but just the young face. The young face. Okay, we got distracted again. Look what you guys do. How long do we spend talking about about languages of all things? Oh my goodness. All the French I know is from the movie The Mask. Shut the window, I don't care. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Jump to 2190. Anderson in Mass Effect 2 and 3, Men at Work. Like, the man's been in everything. Okay. Y'all horrible at making me, getting me distracted. I swear you're doing it on purpose. I mean, I'm not against this, but... Okay, where was I? This is issue... Oh, now I need to fast forward back to the quest issues. Y'all chat in the meet while I get back. We saw... No, you're not. Don't lie to me, Truck. You ain't. I know I fully enjoy the whole chatting about literally just going ADD on the conversations and just boom. My whole thing is like I promised you guys a quest discussion, and like that's what I want to do. Like I don't want anyone walking away from this going, oh, she promised quest and we didn't get that, and just that whole thing, you know, whatever. But I'm gonna even push it to the second issue, because again, issue 1 is just build up, really. Although there was a note I wanted to, I don't think it's an issue 1, pretty sure not, because there was one funny thing that my brain went, hey, this looks like this, and it's like, what are you doing, brain? No, it's definitely issue 2 at the very least. So to be fair, you are distracting me from figuring out what I want for dinner, and I don't apologize. Sorry, not sorry. If I can't have dinner, neither can you. I'm sorry. I think this is fair. Have you heard that he dropped a jazz song? I haven't heard the song yet, but yeah, I did hear that he dropped a jazz song. I heard a snippet of it. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, Simon, for once there was a direction for the stream, and we derailed. Again, as usual, we derail. Pizza's actually, I haven't started. That's what I'm having. It's leftover pizza, but I'm having pizza for dinner. No, the quest is got, see? Pizza is always a good dinner. It's a quick thing, especially if there's a deal on pizza. I always do 2-for-1s, you know, because I don't like spending $30 on a pizza, but $30 for 2 pizzas, yes, I will happily do that. See, Sean, just order the pizza. Order the pizza. I hope Keith voices Goliath in the live-action Gargoyle series that is in production now. I don't know what's going on with the live-action one. I don't want to just know. Until I actually see stuff happening with that, I'm still putting as the it's not happening. Just like with NECA, they didn't officially cancel the line, but it's paused. You know, everyone's having pizza for dinner. This is what we're doing. Hey, Wes. We're just all having pizza for dinner. Let's get back to the quest. Say map. If I... No, I don't. Gargoyles the quest for pizza. No, we do have Little Caesars at maybe only an Alberta thing up here. I don't remember. So yes, issue 2. I think this is where I started only buying one issue 2, or one cover per issue. There, I got the words out because English is a stupid language. For pizza, I could totally go for some deep dish action. See, I have yet to try Chicago deep dish pizza. I've been to Chicago. I have yet to try but apparently they're like that thick. Like, what is this? What are you people doing in Chicago? What is this monstrosity? What have you done to my people's foods? I know pizza's not Italian, but I'm gonna pretend that it is. No pizza for Lisa. I had grilled chicken and veggies. Sorry, Lisa, you can't be part of our pizza club. Like, the one rule of pizza club is to have pizza. So maybe next week, maybe we'll try again to get you in the club. Okay, there is a Little Caesars in Ontario. I grew up on like Pizza and Pizzaiolo, and yeah, those were the 2 pizza places that I went. I had pizza for lunch. Now I'm fasting until tomorrow. No. Why fast? No fasting. Okay, so is it issue 2 or... Yes, okay, so before we actually get into the funny stuff, or the actual deep diving into issue 2, so when I came upon this page, my brain didn't comprehend immediately like what I was seeing, what the robots were. So I saw this, and my brain, because my brain is dumb, immediately, for some reason, saw these guys. I don't know why. They're not even the same color. You know, not the same shape, nothing. But my brain went from, oh, look like big screens or whatever, something, and just thought those little guys. I'm like, why? Why on earth? I don't know. My brain is funny. Jalapeno pizza sounds pretty awesome. It does. Everyone in the chat might be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cowboy. One thing I find annoying about where I live in Washington State, I cannot find a decent pizza place with any sort of pan or a thick crust. To be fair, Sean, out here in Calgary, I have yet to find a really good pizza place either. I don't know. Like, pizza is one of the easiest things to conquer. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, good crust, good whatever. It is the easiest thing to make fantastic, and I have yet to find a pizza that makes me go, "Oh my God, this is fantastic" out here. It's possible that it's at one of the smaller like mom and pop shops or something, but the problem is, oh yeah, here's a large pizza, and they want like $35-$40, because I always go for larges, because that way I can eat for 3-4 days afterwards. Because if I'm gonna spend $40 on a pizza, it better last me a couple meals, otherwise I'll just make it myself at that point. So yeah, I have yet to find a pizza place out here that's like, oh, this is really good pizza. Whereas when I go to Ontario, it's like, how do I narrow down which place to go? Because it's all good pizza. Not pizza, but like Pizza YOLO. I would wait for my mother to come home from work, because she worked in the city, and she would go to this one location all the time, and eventually they just started giving her free slices, and she would bring them home. Oh my God, just the best pizza other than homemade. So I am disappointed in the city of Calgary right now. Again, maybe I'm just haven't found the right place. But so far, the crossover we never knew we needed. I can't unsee. I ruined it. Oh, I ruined it for people. I'm so glad I ruined it for people. Okay, so yeah, quick thing. Yes, I did read this one, obviously. I picked it up by accident. To be honest, this was an accidental pickup. Because my whole thing was, I know the guy that hold on. Like, when I say no, he's been I don't want to ruin it. He comes to TFCon, so I know who he is. So it's like, oh, if he comes to TFCon, just whatever. So I found out he is a writer on one of the Mega Man issues, and I just derped 100%. And when I put in my order for Mega Man, I put in this one, and then after I ordered, it's like, oh wait, his name's not on it. Which, okay, I picked up another issue of Mega Man. I'm not mad. I'll probably, they're all one shots, so whatever. But then I picked up the proper one. So this is the one that he writes. So I'm hoping the next TFCon Toronto that he'll be there and I can get him to sign it, because I read this one. And again, I know like nothing of the lore or anything behind Mega Man. This is the thing I'm trying to learn, as I'm also, reading up on Gargoyles, and so I'm trying not to combine things. But yeah, there's years and years and years of this that I have to catch up on, but I'm hoping to get him to sign that next year. Fingers crossed. Oh, you guys chatted when I was rambling. I need to catch up now. We have good pizza places here, but they are very expensive. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Hey Mike, hey everyone tuning into my first live here, and happy to have found other Gargoyles fans. Welcome, Mike. Yay, I am always glad to see new people stumbling upon this. I try to announce that I'm doing these lives like crazy. I don't know where else to post, honestly. And by all means, if you guys have like Discords or whatever that you hang out in that I'm, obviously not aware of, pimp out the channel. Like, shove it down people's throats. I prefer a large pizza. So yeah. Probably the more homemade ones have the more soul in them. Most of the time, the pizzas that come from mainstream brands taste all the same. Yeah, pretty much, Josh. Yeah, you're that's the nail on the head right there. That's the best way to put it. All this pizza talk is Broadway taking over the chat. Well, see, maybe I should have changed Broadway's picture there. Instead of a little bag of popcorn, I should put a pizza. Maybe. No, guys. Now I'm gonna have Broadway in the chat with a different food in every live. Oh God. No, I'm not doing it. I have to fix Hudson. I erred on Hudson. I'm not going to start giving Broadway new foods. To the best of your knowledge, has TMNT and Gargoyles ever appeared together in any publication? No. They have not, unfortunately. I've seen fan art, 100%. A lot of people like to put Brooklyn and Raphael together, but nothing And when I say official, I mean actually printed, whether it's canon or not, like the Fantastic Four, Gargoyles crossover, you know, whether it's part of the actual timeline, that doesn't matter. But printed, no. What do? Okay. We all have a little Broadway in us. I'm Italian. Give me food. Just food. Delicious food. Broadway is my spirit animal. I didn't grow up. I grew up with. I had played one game of Mega Man. I loved it. I didn't realize it was a series. I think I watched the cartoon on and off type thing, and then again fell out of memory with it. Just like with Gargoyles, there was that period of time where it's just you stop watching it, time goes on, it fades from memory, and then one day you rediscover it. The algorithm put this channel on my radar a few months ago, and I've been enjoying the content ever since. Thank you, Mike. I love hearing that stuff. Like, I one of my concerns, like, I find everything about this franchise amazing, you know, and that's why I make the videos, because I find it interesting and everything. But I always have that one little nagging feeling in the back of my mind going, do people really care if I talk about, you know, this certain topic? And so, like, to hear that, yay, thank you. I appreciate that so much. What is wrong with the potato Hudson? I forgot to put his torn wings. I forgot Hudson's torn wings. I completely derped on that. And funny enough, literally minutes before I posted Hudson to social media, I realized I had forgotten to put his actual scar on his eye too. Like, luckily when I first started drawing Hudson, I put 2 brown eyes. I'm like, wait, what am I? No, yellow eye. 5 minutes before I posted, you know, oh yeah, his scar. After I posted, oh, I forgot to put the tear in his wings. Like, it was literally one thing after another. So hopefully when I do the next potato, I can quickly just fix Hudson's wings. Because, yeah, that was, I was going to do it before the live, but then time got away from me. Don't forget about Catalonia. Yep. There's also going to be the Gargoyles Darkwing Duck crossover. Yep. So many crossovers. I can't wait. Oh boy, only like 40 minutes left. Whose side is Shari really on? What did Puck do to those poor Emlyn kids, Demona and Eduardo? Oh, so funny thing about Demona and Eduardo, and I'm going to quickly do this too, because it's not a thing that, again, people would always pick up on. I almost kind of missed it. I'm just gonna, really doesn't matter what I name these files. So there's, you know, Demona and Eduardo at the end of quest number 5. And then funny enough, probably, again, this is probably one of those things that was, you know, done on purpose. But notice the similarities. Oh yeah, notice the similarity. Yeah, the Marvel Gargoyles aren't canon, but I'm really glad that they did this. Not exact, obviously, it's just a callback, but I really like that that this was done. YouTube algorithm started recommending your channel back when you only had a few subs. That's how I found it. Wow. Thank you, YouTube. I guess the thing is, I'm so okay. I'm not on YouTube a lot, but for me, YouTube never recommends smaller channels to me. It's always the big guys. So the fact that YouTube has been, you know, recommending me to, like, you Truck and Mike and all that, like, it makes me happy. Like, so excited. And because the other thing is, like, right now I am desperately trying to increase my watch hours so that way I can kind of get rid of this tip thing. I would, like, I don't like the tip thing. But like I know people really like the super chats, so I'm trying to get that activated, but I got a long way to go. And this is why I tell people, look, just tell your friends and family, I don't care, just have it on in the background, just let it run. Who cares? On mute, don't care. Just need the hours. The pizza place I was going to order from doesn't have the pie I want. Well, clearly you should never order from them again, Sean. I believe Shari is on her own side, and all those questions you have is why we need to do more issues of Quest. I know, see, that's the thing, like, there were so many questions. Yay, Evan, sorry you noticed. For me, it was like, wait, this looks kind of familiar. Went looking at the wiki, and I was right. I love how 90s that image of Demona posing in front of the ninjas is. Okay, not gonna lie, I didn't realize there were ninjas back there. Oh my god. Well, since this egg is supposed to be Tashimoto. Okay, can a Canadian French speaker understand Louisiana Creole French? Just one, probably a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. But again, there'd be like, first of all, the distance and all that stuff. There'd be not completely understood, but general understanding. Good framing, Demona, Desi, Demona. Yeah, see, there you go. I tried. I wanted to put the pictures right next to each other, but then they're so big that it wasn't going to work, so. Also, can we talk about Owen's smirk after the spell was broken? He was holding his broken flute. I know, right? Like, I'm not going to pull up the page. Where's that smirk? I will never stop hitting this mic. Every time I record, I hit the mic. Like, that smirk. Look at that. Like, what did that do? What did that cause? So many questions. And we're not going to find out in Demona, more than likely, because it's just her backstory. So, like, what? And funny enough, was it in this issue? It's probably not in this issue. I don't think it was in this issue. No, because this is when they find out everything. Okay, so also speaking of like smirks, but okay, so I love it when they kind of throw Demona off because it happens so rarely. That expression right there. That one right there. I'm sorry. I I love it. Like, she's actually thrown for a loop there. You never see that from Demona. I love that they did that. Yeah, see, Eric wants super chats. Guys, we need to, let's support Eric in helping me get to super chat level, okay? See, there's ninjas. There's ninjas. There are ninjas there, or at least, yeah, because they have the size and katanas. Those are ninjas. Desimona. I can understand why you didn't notice them at first. I mean, they are ninjas. They did their job. I suspect he knows that at some point it will most likely be a key of power again. Oh, maybe? But no, it's been broken. Like, how would that work? Like, the Phoenix Gate was broke. Well, granted, the Phoenix Gate still worked, but it was thrown into, maybe it still works then. I guess snapping it, but it helped break the spell. Like, see, this is the thing of, okay, if it's still like a key of power, or does it like kind of like evolve into a different key of power now? Like, so many questions. Granted, for that sort of thing, I don't mind that it, taking another mini series to do it, but it's just that thing of there were so many questions. And I want to, it may have, was it the Owen face that got me? I don't remember. There was a thing that my brain just went, oh my goodness, you need to show them this. And now my brain doesn't remember what the heck it was. So I'm hoping that by looking at it, it will. No, Owen's already under the spell there, so it would have been issue 3. Oh crap, my daughter caught me being bad again. I was thinking that maybe breaking the spell maybe broke his spell somehow or altered it. It's got to be something. I can definitely repair and pawn this. Yeah, no, that's the thing. You can never... Okay, so he recently... a not insignificant increase to the power in the instrument. And then... Because what does she say to him specifically again? See, this is why I like the hard copies better, because I can... And Trickster, how I applaud your commitment to your role. You have my permission to remain as the human Owen Burnett for eternity. No, nothing there. Because, yeah, he's been playing the flute with Alexander when teaching him. And pretending the whole, like, as the only two, no. I don't know, there's no hints. There's no hints. He noticed it was holding excess magical energy earlier, and it's possible it has been broken before and was repaired. That's the thing with Puck, you never really know. Greg usually doesn't leave plot holes, so more will like it. Definitely 100%. It'll be revealed. It's one of those things of remember this because it's going to show up later on. Or it's just one of those. See, I'm hoping when it comes to the comics, he has a little bit more control over essentially the reactions that characters have, because I remember when after Hyena was caught on the show that she did that smirk, you know, and people were wondering, oh, what does a smirk mean? And he's just like, okay, she was smirking, like there's nothing to it, it's just Hyena. So I'm hoping in a situation like this where, you know, he hopefully has more control over what's being, and also it's a lot easier to go, oh no, this was drawn incorrectly, this needs to be fixed. It's a lot easier than an animation that there actually is something behind that smirk there. Like I really, really hope. We'll find out what Puck plans with the flute as soon as we finally find out what Xanatos wants to do with the floppy disk. And so yeah, as I was flipping, because again, I really hope these are callbacks. And there was a huge, again, this was tiny, but was it this one? Did I already forget which issue? Because there was another callback. I'm gonna call them callbacks because yeah, I want to say like the artist watched the show and whatever and be like, ooh, this would be really cool to throw in. That there is definitely Brooklyn from Future Tense. And I mean the episode, that pose right there, obviously edited, you know, to put Katana there, but that's definitely Brooklyn when you I can't remember the exact scene, but definitely from the episode Future Tense. 100% there on that one. Consider Owen is usually stoic. Seeing him smirk is probably an indication of something to come. Yeah, that's the thing, because yeah, it's Puck, but it's Owen. It's Owen smirking. That's 370K of storage on the floppy disk. The possibilities are endless. And the big floppy disks. Like heck, I remember seeing the giant floppy disks for the first time, and this was after I'd been using the smaller floppy disks for years. It was a while before I saw the giant ones. I went, wait, what the heck is it? Because they were actually floppy. That's why they were called that. I'm like, why are they called floppy disks? They're hard. Then I finally came across an actual floppy disk. I much prefer the small ones. Those were fun. Oh my god. I actually kind of miss using floppy disks, because USB drives like to give me headaches sometimes. Floppy disks were technically so much easier. Kind of miss them. What else was interesting about this? Okay. Oh yeah. Gotta say, like, I do love the whole, Coldstone just being like, but this is for good. We're doing this to help our species. And like I get it. Like the whole, we want to help our species in any way, so we're essentially going to take control of humans. And this is what I love about Greg's storytelling. There is no bad guy for the sake of being bad. Like, they all have their reasons for doing what they do. Coldstone's thought process of, yeah, we took away their free will, but doesn't this help our kind? Damona's, again, even admitted, I could have made them all walk into the ocean, but that would be polluting our oceans, whatever. But she was happy to let humans live, but under her control. Is like, it's not a bad idea. Of course, for the good guys, it's like, no, you cannot take people's free will. You cannot control them and whatever. But from the point of view of a bad guy, it's like, look, everyone lives, and they respect us. What's the problem here? And I love how it's not just the black and white. It is the gray. I absolutely love it. This is, when it comes to writing good, bad, evil, whatever, they're just bad for the sake of being bad. It's boring as heck. And that's why, as much as we love our 80s and early 90s cartoon shows, but the bad guys were just bad for the sake of being bad. You watch it as an adult and it's kind of boring. As a kid, it's just, oh, look, they are bad guys. They are clearly bad guys. But and it also reminds me of the whole thing of when they were doing the testing with kids. And they came back, oh, the kids, they liked Goliath, they liked Brooklyn, blah, 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 but they didn't like Demona. They didn't like Xanatos, especially like they didn't like Demona. And Greg's like, oh, great, they don't like the bad guy. And the people are like, oh, so we should remove Demona. He's like, no, the whole point is she's the villain. They're not supposed to like the villain. Why would you remove the villain? They don't like her. That's the point. Let them not like her. It's not that they don't like her because they don't. She's the bad guy. I love it. Just a double-sided high density one. Since Brooklyn and Quintana were surprised by Eduardo's abduction, is it safe to assume they've only been to 2198 as far as future traveling goes? I'm not going to say that 2198 is the only point in the future they've been to. What I will say is that because was it in number 4 that she mentioned it? Where is Katana's thing? So many callbacks. It's either probably the 5th one. I wouldn't be surprised, because yeah, that's when they're all finding out. So yeah, definitely number 5. Because I want to see exactly what she says. Yeah, humans were not gargoyle thralls in 2198. No, but that doesn't mean Demona's reign doesn't last decades. They probably could have gone past 2198. But from what I can see, at the very least, it's by the time 2198 rolls around, Demona did not have control of the humans. So between where they are now and 2198, it looks like Brooklyn wasn't there. Brooklyn, I'm going to say Brooklyn because he did most of it on his own, as far as we know. We don't know when Katana joined his travels. But yeah, at the very least, it's between current day and 2198, they weren't there. After 2198, who knows? They could have gone into a future time that Greg hasn't specified, but definitely between the two, yeah, I'm going to say no. Because Brooklyn says no, but that doesn't mean Demona's reign doesn't last decades, or that we know how to fix this. So it's definitely a thing of, yeah. Considering Xanatos is usually using all cutting-edge tech, do you think we'll see him transition from floppy disks to CD-ROMs? Depends on when that happened in real life. Greg likes to kind of keep that consistent, so like that's why we're not really seeing cell phones yet. It's 1997, but they were, they were bricks at the time. I can't remember when they started shrinking down, probably, no, around 97, 98. They were getting a little bit smaller, 98, 99. But again, he's keeping that type of technology out because he doesn't want to date it too much. So I don't know if we'll actually see CD-ROMs because, yeah, he's putting in dates of 1997. It'll be interesting to see how he handles as technology updates, how Greg deals with that. When put on the spot, Coldstone should have just said, no, that was Iago infecting my programming again. Unfortunately, that would have been a hard lie to pull off. I know Greg mentioned that he was surprised that we were so upset with him, Coldstone, but for me, I thought he would know better than to team up with Demona. Again, it's the thing of, first of all, we've seen Coldstone be bad, but that's because he had all three souls and he was dealing with Iago. So it wasn't him. He was always doing the right thing. But also, if you look at Coldstone, he's very hesitant and he's very, it's not my problem. Why would I deal with this? Because that's why Iago was able to take over for so long until it's like, he's causing problems out there. We need to fix this. So there was that. So for him, like, he's been helpful when he came back in the show and finally had possession of his own body, and in the comics, whatever, he's been helpful. But as we saw in the beginning of here in Manhattan, he's already sort of like, why do we keep helping the humans? Like, why are we doing this? They keep causing us problems. They hate us. Why do we keep coming to their rescue? And he groans every time somebody tells him, look, yeah, take them down, but don't hurt the humans. When those robots show up, you know, until they find out there's no actual people in the exosuits, he is like, really, I have to prevent them from dying again. Like, what the heck? So for him to side with Demona, first of all, it's his sister. We have to remember that these two grew up to Demona, Goliath, and Coldstone. They all grew up together. They are siblings. So for one sibling to go, this is how we're going to do things, and the other sibling to go, yeah, I know you're not fond of the humans, and you know I bloody well hate them. Here's what I've been planning. He's gonna go, we can kind of get the humans off our backs and do it, and our kind can be saved. I can, again, it's understandable. You can still hate him for doing that, because it's like, oh, you're supposed to be on this side. But again, that he's not evil. He's doing what he thinks is right. It's get the humans out of our way so that we can thrive, we can live, and you know, the humans will just be out of our way and they won't threaten our lives. Kind of wrestling, boo the heels, cheer the baby faces until the 90s turned that on its head. Oh, the Attitude Era. Especially that he was only technically bad because of Cold Steel. Yeah. Well, there was Spider-Man. Sorry. Every now and then, when I'm with friends and I'm trying to be cute, I call Spider-Man Spidey Man. So yeah, there was Spider-Man 2099. Okay, I'm off my 99 years time. It's possible Brooklyn did show up between 97 and 21, 98. He might not have stayed at that point in time for very long, or was in some random location. Yeah, at the very least, he wasn't in Manhattan. Well, no, see, that's the thing. Like, if this was a thing that technically could have lasted decades, and knowing Demona trying to make it a worldwide thing, like, at least he would have known, okay, now I know it didn't go worldwide. He would know at least that much. It could have, like, it's like, oh, okay, it was restricted maybe to Manhattan, and I wasn't in Manhattan between 1997 and 2198, maybe that sort of thing. But at the very least, it'd be like, oh yeah, I was in Prague in 2099, and humans weren't under her control. So again, at the very least, she didn't go worldwide with this. We don't know when it ended, how it ended, or anything like that sort of thing. Team throat punch Coldstone. We're all friends here, so the Spidey Man just slipped a little bit. Yeah, it's that sort of thing. As soon as I start getting comfortable with people, my language kind of shifts a little bit and gets all comfy, and it's fun talking to you guys. So for me to Spidey Man comes out instead of Spider Man, it's all fun. It's all good. I'm losing my voice. I do love Thalog's thing of, should be number 2, yes. When does he say it? Also, by the way, is it just me, or are those swords, like, essentially just pictures, like not hand-drawn? Because those swords very much look like they're just pictures from the internet and thrown in. Again, no shade to doing that. Pretty sure drawing swords is a pain in the butt. Was it? Oh, it must have been number 3. Yeah, probably. It's just that one line from Thagalog. I really, really liked it, and I don't know why. But I want to find it. Ah, here it is. No, wait, that's the hand. We already made this, yeah. No, that's the hand, right? Ugh. Where did it go? Where did it go? Yeah, see, it was number 3. I can't find the line. Ah, there we go. One stick for 1 share of Nightstone stock. And everybody's happy. A stick. I don't know, I found it amusing. Here's your stick. I feel like whichever situation the Phoenix would drop him in, one of the first things he would do is check up on the clan and get the current state of things. I believe maybe he would have done that in the beginning, because obviously, this thing keeps whipping him around history and everywhere across the world. So his first thing is to figure, like, where is he? How's the clan doing? Whatever. But I think maybe at a certain point in time, once he'd been doing it long enough, he would have stopped doing that, because he would have figured out, first of all, like, I don't want to know, what happens to them. That whole thing of, I know, that whole doom and gloom of, I know what's going to happen, and obviously there's nothing I can do to stop it, so I would rather not know, sort of thing. I think eventually he does get to that point of, I'm not going to try and figure out what's happened to them, because if I figure it out and, so-and-so gets, stabbed in the heart, I'm going to try and figure out how to stop that, and obviously I can't stop that, and I'm going to know when that person dies, so I just don't want to know. Disciples approved Spider-Man to now be known as Spidey Man. Yay! You're assuming it is dropping him in a location where he can check up on the clan or any clan. Yeah, again, it's also depending on where or when he is, but I think it would have just been natural for him to try in the beginning, because again, this thing has whisked him away for, these first bunch of times. And at least when he would be closer to current time, obviously, like, he knows the sleep spell was put in 994, and he knows the clan wakes up. So between 994 and 1994, no matter where he was, I don't need to check up. I know what happened. But for future ones, if he did land somewhere, it eventually would be a thing. Hopefully by that point, it's like, I'm not going to try and look it up, because I've been doing this dance long enough. And I know I can't change anything that maybe I know is coming, so I don't want to know. That would be a hell of a burden to carry, knowing the fate. See, that's the thing, like, as much as, that whole thing of curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. It's that curiosity of, you want to look out for your family, you want to know that they're okay, and all that stuff. But then, because eventually he goes to 2198, he knows no one is around anymore except for Demona. And in that point in time, did he then go and try and find out what happened to the clan and how they passed? Or did he go like, no, I'm hands off on this? Because if I know, like, first of all, to know, like, imagine you have somebody who's dying of a disease that's taking years to take them. You know it's coming, and it's awful because there's literally nothing you can do about it. The only difference is with Brooklyn, he's time traveling. And do you really want to be able to go, oh, I know when so-and-so dies, and I'm just, now counting down the time? Like, I think it's better for his mental health to be like, I don't want to know anything that happens to anybody. Because, like, first of all, I don't know when I'm getting back, if at all. Because that's the thing, he doesn't know if he's getting back home. So it's like, I don't want to know if or when I'm getting back home. So I don't want to know, when so-and-so passes, because then it's a ticking time bomb. I know it's going to be on this date. Granted, he could, make sure that, to spend as much time as possible with that member. But then at the same time, you clue them in. It's like, wait, I must be dying at some point. You also don't want to do that to the other person. So it's kind of like, hopefully when he got this, like, no, I'm hands off. I'm guessing 2198 Demona doesn't say anything like, sorry for kidnapping your kid. Considering how shocked they are when they see that Eduardo is gone, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. Plus, for Demona, it's another 100 years, 200 years have passed. Pretty sure it was just a thing that she did. Oh, I stole a bunch of eggs, in this point of time, and this point of time, and this point of time. It's probably just a thing that she's done where it's like, what else? It's like making breakfast. You don't think about doing it, you just do it. So for her, it was just another everyday occurrence. And so it was nice. It's also that thing of, she didn't tell him anything. Also, because probably by then she knows, like, oh, I've seen you. Because also by 997, she's picked up on the fact, even before then, it's like, oh, I recognize this gargoyle, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So she knows he's time dancing. And so hopefully she gets to the point of, I'm not going to tell him anything. It might be the one of the few nice things that Demona does, that she doesn't tell him anything. From, like, because she sees him in 2198. Granted, she doesn't know all his dances, and she doesn't go to him and say, hey, by the way. Granted, Demona is not redeemed by 2198. We all know this. But she is at least being nicer. I won't say nice, but nicer. So she didn't suddenly go, hey, by the way, since we're on the same side and all currently, I think Katana is ready to go Mama Bear. I'm afraid to see that, and I cannot wait to see that. I want to see Katana go Mama Bear. It could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, knowing the fate of someone and triggering it while trying to stop. See, that's the other, like, but for me, it was Tuesdays. For me, it was Tuesday. So yeah, this is why I push for people to buy as much as they can. Comics, the little golden book, even the DVDs, first-hand market, not second-hand market, because obviously that's useless to show Disney that, they're making money from this. Heck, if you can afford the statues, but at least on the cheaper end, the comics and the little golden book, because the more, again, Disney sees that they are they are making money off of Gargoyles, then more than likely when Greg goes, hey, yeah, I want to do a Time Dancer series, they're going to be like, yeah, okay, here you go. Hopefully not a mini series, because I don't expect a 12-issue thing. I think that might be a little bit too much time dancing. Like, essentially we'll just be, I don't want to say tired of it, but unless it's a story that can go for a couple of issues, like, I don't like one-offs. I want story. Or if they do a thing of essentially Here in Manhattan Part 2, where it's whatever. And every like third issue or so, you throw in a Time Dancer story in there. So instead of having a 12 issue thing, we get like a 24 or something like that. And then do a Time Dancer spinoff where we get at least like 6 issues. Because Dark Ages, I think, did a really good job in pacing and telling its story. So if we could do like, again, would have to be one-offs though. That's the only thing. But they need to be more pages, because there's just so much that he's probably done, and I can't wait for Greg to tell that story. I got season 2 DVDs coming in next week. Nice. I hope you didn't spend too much on them though, Truck, because again, Canada and the border, and yeah. Let's see, Katana kick some ass. Demona is easily one of the best villains conceived. Love your best to you and your future endeavors. Thank you, Soul Bro Ryu. God, it's the end of the stream. English is out the window. But yes, thank you, Soul Bro. Thank you. Been eyeing a Goliath bank on eBay. It's reasonably priced and not too yellowed, and here in Canada, so no duty exchange customs. Truck, I may have to fight you on that. Why did you tell me? I'm gonna have to fight you. I know I have mine, but the yellowing bugs me. But at the same time, I don't think I could sell him because he's like the first thing I picked up. So I don't. Yeah. I'd have to have 2 then, and then just. But at the same time, they're gonna whatever. Oh my goodness! It is already 9:56. I had to do the math in my head. It didn't click. 9:56. We got 4 minutes. Less than 4 minutes. And we barely talked about Quest. We did good. We did good talking. But I think for a thing where we're going to discuss Quest, promise, I think I kind of fell flat on that one. I don't think I delivered properly on that one. But we had fun. I will not say anything to that. Like, we had an absolute blast with this one. I have lost my voice completely on this one, so I did a lot more talking than I usually do. Oh my god, it's gone. Guys, look what you did. I'm gonna, like, I was trying to, my plan was to try and record a Friday video tonight after this, like get some dinner in me, let my throat rest and record, but you guys destroyed it. It's done. No recording for me. I'm gonna have to do a recording tomorrow for the Friday episode. Don't know what, but you guys did me in. Oh, you sold a truck. What? Lightning round. Might have missed this, but any thoughts on the crossover with Fantastic Four? I know there's some pages being leaked. I'm gonna put leaked. They're official leaks. But I have ignored them. So I've tried to ignore them, but they are looking good. Apparently there's a battle right now, spoilers, between Xanatos and Iron Man. What am I saying, Iron Man? Was it Iron Man that I saw? I don't even remember. But yes, it's looking interesting. So that's all I got. It should be a fun story, and hopefully it'll be successful enough to lead to more crossovers with other characters. What should be our next? Yeah. Considering we did so well in keeping to topic on this video, I am up for suggestions on the next video. This was fun because at least the upside is it's, yeah, we pick a topic and we'll just like deviate. I don't know. I would love to make it on Demona, but of course that's still coming out. So yeah, I would love to do the Demona one, but it's still coming out, so that's off limits currently, and everyone has picked. Didn't issue 3 already come out? So yeah, they're still. I haven't even picked up mine. I don't even think it's come in. Yes, Iron Man. Okay, so yeah, so battle between Xanatos and Iron Man. So it's going to be fun. I still need to put in my orders for that. I'm a bad fan. I will keep saying this. I'm a bad fan. Do a villain tier list. Ooh. Yeah, we could do Dark Ages. I will be honest. Dark Ages is a toughie. even reading it, I'm going, what the heck is going on? Dark Ages is not for the faint of heart. I'm willing for that, but next video, rank your gargoyle figure that you have reviewed so far from best to worst. Worst? I can even tell you my worst right now, it's Demona. I love her figure to bits and pieces, but the paint job on her is awful. Oh wait, no, she might be tied with Lexington. Dang, now I actually have to think about this. Dang it, Eric. You're gonna make me think? Ugh. Oh, it's this coming Wednesday for issue 3. Okay, good to know. Looking forward to the crossover myself. Thank you, Soul Bro, for coming. Glad you were here. From this is awesome to this one is meh. We can talk about Children of Oberon or Dark Ages. I want to, you know what? Let's talk about the Children of Oberon, because that is fun, and at the same time, too many people think the Children of Oberon are actually Oberon's kids, like biological kids. So, yeah. I will reread Dark Ages, but my god, that was a disaster me reading it. I definitely need to do a reread on that one. But yeah, Children of Oberon. Because we have Queen Mab and stuff to talk about, like, and of course, thanks to Quest, we have the whole thing with Puck and everything, so we need to see a video on this, Jesse. We can discuss the highs and lows of Awakening. Potato gargoyles and other tubers. Guys, you've given me so much. Oh my god. You know what? Here, let me quickly write these. It's 8:01. Well, 8:01. It's 10:01. I will quickly. Here, I will make notes of all your ideas. This isn't going to be put to a vote. This is just going to be me. So we got Dark Ages, Children of Oberon. Here in Manhattan. I am cool with talking about Here in Manhattan, but at the same time, I'm doing my weekly episodes. Highs and Lows of Awakening. Potato gargoyles and other tubers. That one's just fun, but you know what? I was thinking about doing a little golden book, like actually reading it out to you guys. Like a little... I know a lot of people have kids, and I'm guessing around 8 p.m. is around bedtime. I can start the live reading the little golden book as like a bedtime story, and then we'll go on to other things. I'm so down with that. Ooh, see? Kyojo doesn't know who Queen Mab is. See, that should be fun. Yeah, see? I'm leaning towards the Children of Oberon. I legit wrote everything down. I legit did. I wasn't just here scribbling. I'm leaning towards the Oberon of Children because that's just a fun. But at the same time, we also have characters like Prospero that showed up in Quest, so we can do Shakespeare and stuff, although that one has a lot of research on my end. So yeah, if anything, next week, open it up with a little golden book read through for all the kids, so they have something there, and then Children of Oberon. I think that's what we're going to do next week. I am cool with that. And a little bit more Quest talk too, because we didn't completely properly get into it as I thought we would. Okay, it's 10:03 for most of you people. It's 8:03 for me. My voice is done. It keeps coming and going, but it's done. So, I hope you guys have a great week this week. I know I'm going to be doing a lot of work now, thanks to you guys. And yeah, be kind to yourselves. Be kind to one another. Be the good that you want to see in the world. Have a great week. Have a great night. And I will see you all again next week. And I cannot wait for that chat. So until then, guys, bye.